Hi, it's Arian here from Life is Crafted. I just did a video on one of the questions I get quite a lot about, which is whether people should go A5 versus personal. And the second question I get a lot of answers about is about day per page versus week on two page as a layout to manage your to-dos and your appointments and schedules and so on. So once again, two factors that come into play here. Everyone's different. So really that decision has based on your needs and the way your brain works and the way your days need to be set out. So yeah, pretty much two factors. One, the way your brain works. So how do you like to, I guess, receive information? How do you like to plan your days and your weeks? So for some people, having a week on two-page layout allows them to see how a week or the individual days of a week relate to each other. So when you are planning and scheduling things, sometimes it's nice to know, okay, well, Monday's really full on, so I'm going to plan a slightly less intense Tuesday, and then, Wednesday works like this, so I can see how my energy might go Thursday, Friday. And so when you have a bit more control over your schedule, you'll be able to see when you can plan in meetings with friends, dinner, maybe work meetings or phone calls you need to make or coaching client times. And really having that week to review allows you then to make your appointments in a way that is probably a lot more thought out and done with a bit more intention. All right. Other people like to have a view of how their day works together. So they might use a monthly page or a weekly page to do some of those high level event planning or meeting planning. So scheduling, right? But then have a day planner, which has a lot more space, obviously, to do their days, where they can drill down into a lot more detail. So that's really the main difference. How does your brain and your decision-making process like to see and like to plan? So is it that weekly view where you can see the interrelationships between those days, or is it more on a detailed level? Some people like to have both. Me. Like to have both. I use the weekly layout because I like to have that ability to look at my week at a glance and move things around or schedule things in that's going to make the week flow a lot easier for me. And then I've got my day per page where I go into actual detail of what will happen when. Now on a weekly planner, you may be able to do that as well. Yeah, you might be able to do that as well, but I like to have the detail of a daily planner. And the second way, I made a little note here. It's basically how you like to plan on a daily basis, right? Do you need lots of notes? Do you need lots of detail to plan out your day, right? So some people I know like to schedule their day in kind of chunks and blocks. So, they might do emails first thing in the morning, then they might leave spaces for that's when they have their meetings or when they have to interact with other people. Then they might do admin work, and they like to lay that out so they're planning their day, they're flowing, they know what is predictable. If you have lots of to-dos or you have lots of notes that you need to write during the day, I find the day per page really captures that really well. It has enough space for you to write the details that you need to make that day happen. The week on two pages, depending on the layout really, there can be a place to capture it. I know in my Life is Crafted ones I have on the personal side, there's the notes area where you can write your 3 most important things for the week, as well as either chunking down your to-dos into different categories or just the ability to write notes and then have the appointments or your things to do on a daily basis in the little weekly rectangles. My favorite is the A5 week on two page because that allows you to go into quite a bit of detail with your to-dos by categories, if that's the way you choose to do it, and then which day those to-dos are done. So yeah, so it's really about the amount of planning you need to have on a daily basis. So once again, I hope that's given you a bit of an overview on whether you need to use the week on two pages for your self or the day per page for yourself. If you have any questions at all, please let me know in the comments and I will answer them. But just a reminder that it's really how your brain works, how it likes to receive information and how it likes to plan. And number 2, how much detail you like to go into on a daily basis to make your day a success. All right, bye.